Hello, Aquarius, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. This will be your weekly reading for the week of September 21st through the 27th. And during that time, we'll have a new moon that comes in on the 22nd. And that, of course, is a good time for a fresh start, new beginnings, good time to learn a new skill or make new decisions, just all about new things. And we then move into the waxing crescent energy, which is a good time of heightened energy to start to execute those new things. So do keep those moon energies in mind as we move through the week. This will be an intuitive general reading for energies that you may or may not encounter, Aquarius. So, as always, please take what resonates and leave what doesn't for someone else. And your overall message for this reading is take time to breathe out. Okay, so big breath in, Aquarius, and breathe out. Let's see what you guys have going on for the week. Aquarius, since my readings are free to you, all that I ask in return is that you hit that subscribe button right down there. It really helps my channel. It is super easy for you to do. Just make sure you're signed into YouTube or Google to subscribe to channels. That was a thing I didn't know at one point. I was like, subscribe? What does that even mean? But yeah, just make sure you're logged in, and I'll give you a moment to do that now as I'm shuffling. Thank you so much. And if you've been a subscriber, thank you for coming back and helping me build a community here. I see you and I see this community growing, and I really do appreciate it. So thank you so much. All right, Aquarius, September 21st through the 27th. With a new moon, take time to breathe out. Your overall present energy, 2 cards are coming out here. We'll take this one for the first one, is King of Swords. So King of Swords is our logic, our king of logic. And so not only your own logic and just being able to see things through that very logical lens, but also being able to see who around you is also kind of in line with that, who the logical people around you are in your kingdom, and having a logic too about the way that they are, if that makes sense. So you're definitely in a place where you're using your logic. That's great. It's a great way to be. In your current situation is the Emperor. So it looks like you're in some sort of leadership role where you're having to use that logic. Look at how powerful both of these energies are. They're both, holding something in their right hand. I guess this would be a sword. This, I'm not sure what you would, a scepter, I guess, in his right hand. So, this is about being logic. The Emperor card is about, having clear vision, being able to build something, being able to speak on something with authority, doing things in such a systematic way. They just know how to get things done. So it looks like you're getting things done, but you're doing it in a very logical manner. At the root of your current situation is the Page of Swords. So you're doing this all while on a new path of a new way of thinking, or also a new way of communicating. This is air energy, and thinking just came to me first for you. Like, I feel like, for some of you, this is maybe kind of a new job situation. You're in this new job, this new, just a new area for you. Like, you're getting new information coming in, but you're being very logical and systematic about it. If that makes sense to you, let me know in the comments. There, in your recent past is the Knight of Wands. So you've had some sort of action here in the way of passion. So, for some of you, this could be like a new job, a new educational path, something that you're feeling newly impassioned about, but you're definitely in there learning about it. It's new to you. The information coming in to you is new, but it may be clicking in a different way, when it comes to logic and leadership, or being able to see a path forward with whatever this endeavor that you're undertaking right now could be. What is on your mind this week is feeling a little bit like an outsider, and that's probably because this is a new thing for you. This is a new path. It's something, you are an outsider, that you're new to this, and that's okay. It's okay to feel that. If you are feeling that, always my advice is that someone else next to you is probably feeling the same way. So at least reach out and say, hey, are you understanding this information? And start up a conversation, or ask the question. If you're, for some reason, I'm getting a really big student vibe on this, that, if you're in a class, raise your hand and ask the question, because I always used to tell my kids, if you ask it, there's going to be 10 other kids who are like, oh, thank goodness they asked that question. So be the one that raises your hand and asks the question, try to engage. when you don't understand something, because there's other people who might be too quiet or shy to do the same. So what is just ahead of you is the star card. So this is a card of direction. This is you being on course. This is you just feeling you're moving in the right direction. You're keeping a good balance about you, between emotions and earthly things, but it's definitely being on course. You're being drawn to something. You're probably reading the signs in the universe about something, and you're, again, I feel like this is new knowledge for you, but you're already seeing ways to be able to apply it with your logic and your reason and your leadership. Like you're thinking, and I get the feeling that if you've been searching for a while to find the thing, find the job that works for you, or the career path that works for you, or the educational path, it's like something's clicking in for you this week. And it's like, oh, this makes sense. This is the thing I've been looking for. You've headed into it with passion, so that's good, but it's really starting to click. Again, you're feeling a little bit like an outsider. So, and that's just because it's new to you. So, I like this. What is your advice position here? Yeah, is to collaborate, reach out, talk to other people. Our three of Pentacles is the card about that. It's about collaborating with others. And just kind of just that mutual support that comes in if you're new in this career path, there might be another new employee that you're like, you kind of sidle up to, do you understand what this thing is, or this was unclear, or, but just that kind of getting together, and also raising your hand when you have a question. Make sure you're doing that sort of collaboration, ask questions. That's where logic and learning how to be a leader come in, is not being afraid. There's no stupid question, right? What is beyond your control this week is the Ace of Pentacles. So yeah, this is definitely our card of like a new financial opportunity, new job, that sort of thing, something new in the material realm. Of course, we got a few pentacles coming out that's showing some feelings about that. That could be that if you've been feeling like an outside on the financial realm, this collaboration could definitely be the start of something that's going to seem to be lucrative to you, bring some money in. So pay attention to that this week. What is your secret desire, or what you're trying to avoid, is the Seven of Swords. So I always see this card as, okay, so we have to frame this in both ways. Is it your secret desire to not show all of your cards, right? I feel like this is a card of this guy showing these two cards, but not these cards. Or are you trying to avoid being like that? Have you been like that in the past, where you maybe weren't yourself, didn't really show who you were, and you're kind of trying to avoid that? So, the Seven of Swords can also be a card of, typically we learn in tarot that it's about cunning and being crafty. It can also be theft, hidden agenda, that sort of thing. So are you, like I said, are you trying to not be yourself? Are you trying to avoid being yourself for some reason? Or is it your secret desire to not do that, right? You have to ask yourself that. That'll be your big question. Are you gonna lay everything bare and be who you are this week? You know, or are you not gonna do that? So that's, and different Aquarians will choose either or path. So in your outcome position this week is the Three of Swords. So something will lead you to maybe be a little brokenhearted, and maybe just mentally this week. It's not even, I always say this is a card of it has a heart on the card, but it is a card of air energy with those swords. So, and almost like, instead of heartbreak, like kind of mind break, right? Like that something is just like, ugh, it's just disappointing in your mind. So pay attention to that this week, because something is going to lead to that. Also, we have two threes on the table. So please look up number 33. Let's see what's hidden from you at the bottom of the deck is the Chariot. So you're not getting ready to make a move. It looks like you're going to stay where you are. But something is just going to be, I'm having to backtrack here. This heartbreak card, is it about the answering of this question for you? Is it your secret desire to just be out there, to be open? This is who I am. Or are you trying to avoid doing that? And does one or the other lead to this heartbreak? Perhaps. And this mental break, so that is your big question of the week. And you do need to ask that. I think this card also is just being slippery today. Okay. You need to ask that question to see what this heartbreak is about. Is it something, are you up for this job and you end up not getting this job because you couldn't be open? Are you up for this job and you didn't get the job because you were too open? So those are things that you're going to need to consider this week as you're going through this. The outcome doesn't look super great, honestly, for whatever it is you're putting your time into. But again, I think it can be affected by this card one way or the other. So let's see what the Soul Oracle deck has to say. Soul Oracle deck for Aquarius, September 21st through the 27th. Oh, I can't believe I just said November, because we're not even in October yet. My brain must be somewhere else today thinking about that. All right. Soul Oracle deck, September 21st through 27th. For Aquarius, forgive and forget. And if that's not even about someone else, it could be forgive and forget yourself because of actions past, present, or future. It could be about someone else, but it could be about yourself also. What do you need to do in the way of self-care this week, Aquarius? Self-care as they're going through whatever this is. Speak up. If you avoid conflict to keep the peace, you start a war inside yourself. This has to be referring to this card right here. If you avoid conflict to keep the peace, you start a war inside yourself. So are you trying to do that? Are you avoiding some kind of conflict here, or trying not to totally be yourself? Because I do think from everything that's going on here, that, and this is in that position. It usually is your big question of the week here. But this is your big question. Are you going to be who you are and put it all out there and see where it leads, or are you not going to and see where it leads? One or the other. I think the wrong decision leaves here. Excuse me, leads here to this broken heart, or this mental, again, not even heartbreak, but like mental, like, oh, like you kind of just missed the boat on something. So anyway, Aquarius, good luck with all of this. I hope there's something that you can take away and use this week in this reading. If you're comfortable sharing, of course, please drop me a comment down below and let me know, what's going on with you this week. Is there some reason that you wanted to hold back and not show all of your cards, or did you show all of your cards and it didn't work out for you? Again, I think it's going to be different in different situations for different Aquarians. So tarot is a template. It can template over some of this. It'll be about a job. For some of you, it'll be about your education. For some of you, it may be about a relationship. So drop me a comment if you're comfortable sharing and let me know what it is you guys are going through right now. Also, once again, if you like my reading style, please hit the like and subscribe button. It helps my channel so much, but more importantly, it'll help you find me next week, where we can see where this story goes for next time. So Aquarius, thank you so much and have a lovely week. Bye-bye.